Welcome back to Hockey Night in San Diego. I'm here at Iceplex Escondido with Tyler Moy. Tyler Moy just got some incredible news. He was drafted 175th overall at the 2015 NHL entry draft by the Nashville Predators. Tyler, that's very exciting news for you. Tell us how you got the call and how it makes you feel.
Yeah, thank you very much. I was watching the draft with my family back at home, and I wasn't really I was kind of getting a little bit nervous there towards the end of the rounds, and thought maybe there's a chance I'm not getting drafted, because I did have an idea that I was going to be drafted. My agent thought there was a pretty good chance, and my coach and other players were telling me that they think I'm going to get drafted. But I got a little bit nervous there towards the end, and I was on my phone watching a video, just kind of relax and try to stay positive. And all of a sudden I get a text from one of my old coaches, and I was like, oh, why is he texting me? And he's maybe saying like, oh, just hang in there or something. And but I looked at the text, and he's like, congrats, really proud of you, man. And I was like, oh shoot, I better look at the draft and see who drafted me. But yeah, that's how I found out, and I started getting an influx of texts, and my family was going pretty nuts and was pretty happy about it. And yeah, just tons of texts trying to respond to everybody. It was a little bit of a hectic time there, and I got a call a little bit later, and from one of the scouts just saying welcome to Nashville, and we're really looking forward to it, and this is when camp is, and you'll get a call from this guy later, and we'll figure out all the rest of the details, but just try to enjoy it. And that's what I did. It was a pretty awesome experience. It took a little bit of time to set in, and but yeah, definitely really excited for the opportunity, and really thankful that everything worked out.
Mm-hmm. So what's next for you now? Now that you've been drafted, you've got this phone call. What's next? Where are you heading next?
July 5th, I'm flying out to Nashville for the development camp. I'm going to be there for a little bit, like 6 days. I think, they're going to do a little bit of on-ice, off-ice stuff, and, testing and whatnot. And they got some, team building stuff and different activities for us. And so I heard it's going to be a little bit of fun, but also, few hard things here and there. But I'm looking forward to it, just getting in touch with a lot of the staff members, a lot of the other prospects for Nashville, and just trying to soak up as much as I can in that little bit of time. And it'll be my first time in Nashville, so I think I'm really looking forward to seeing what the town is like and getting accustomed to it.
Mm-hmm. Now, as a kid growing up in San Diego, obviously there's many other sports to compete with. Many of the kids you probably went to school with growing up here played basketball, soccer, football. You were playing hockey. What was that like growing up as a kid here in San Diego playing a sport that not many kids played?
Yeah, I mean, back in my school there weren't many hockey players at all, maybe a handful. And I kind of was, all the other sports, they have they're all school related. You go after school, you go down to the gym, and you have practice, and so you kind of have that camaraderie amongst the school, and you're playing for your school and things like that. And I didn't really have that other than roller hockey, which is still also kind of removed because we didn't practice at school or anything. So after I had school, I would go down over to the rink and practice there, away from anybody that plays at where my high school is. And so kind of had a little bit kind of separation from my school friends, and then it kind of hindered me from having to drive up to the rink every day, and spending so much time there kind of hindered me from being able to hang out with those kids. So I kind of developed closer bonds with a lot of the hockey players, and obviously the similar interest of playing hockey and doing something that we love kind of helped with that too. But yeah, definitely a little bit of separation in terms of me and my school friends.
What teams did you play for?
I started out, my dad had the in-house program, kind of started up at SCIA, and played there for a while, played in-house, played tournament team. Eventually, my family and I moved up to the Gulls, played there growing up all the way to 16 AAA. And then for my junior year of high school, I moved out to Chicago with my whole family, and played there in the Chicago Fury for a year. And then my family ended up moving back to San Diego, but on the way back, they were driving back, they dropped me off in Omaha, where I was going to play in Omaha in the USHL for 1 year. And then after that 1 year, I graduated in Omaha, and then I went straight to Harvard for my freshman year and played another year, and that's where we are now.
And now that brings me to my next question. You know, you grow up, you're a great hockey player, but you're also going to Harvard. I mean, that is the upper echelon of school and education. Yeah. You know, how did you find balancing your schoolwork and developing as a competitive hockey player? How did you do that?
I mean, growing up, I always dreamed of playing college hockey, but I never would have thought I was going to try to go to an Ivy League school. Never even crossed my mind. I just figured I'd do as best as I can in school and, you know, let the pieces fall where they should. Because, I mean, I'm the type of person that if I don't do something like to my full potential and put everything I have into it, I'm going to feel bad about myself, feel guilty. And so, like, it wasn't really, I don't know, I wasn't like trying to get good grades to get into Harvard. I was always just like, I'm just going to do my best and I want to like perform as best as I can and I'm going to give everything I have. And, you know, it ended up being good enough to, you know, to get into a school like Harvard, and obviously hockey helped a lot. But I'm glad I was able to use hockey in order to like open doors for me and, you know, give myself opportunities. And I think it worked out really well, and I'm thankful for that. And obviously, I had a lot of support growing up too, and you know, with help with schoolwork and help trying to balance things out and help, you know, taking me to the rink and, you know, investing so many hours. I couldn't have done it without my parents. And so there's a lot of other people in the background that, you know, have helped me out, and but I'm thankful for that. But
that's great. And you know, what advice would you give to a local San Diego, you know, youth hockey player that's thinking, hey, can I make it to the NHL? Can I pursue those dreams of Division I hockey? What would you say to those kids that are looking at San Diego as a place to play hockey?
I mean, San Diego hockey's growing, and you know, hockey in California in general has been growing. We have 3 NHL teams, and you know, there's a lot of interest being sprung up here. And you know, there's a lot of kids from that I grew up playing with that have made it to top level junior hockey and, you know, in college hockey. And you know, there's a lot of opportunities. And I mean, obviously it's not going to be an easy road, but it isn't for anybody. And so I think that, you know, it's all up to you, and like you're going to get out of it what you put into it. So I think that like when you're trying your best and you're giving everything you had and you have no regrets about that, that's what's going to help set you up for the future.
Well, great. Thanks very much, Tyler, and we wish you all the best in your pursuit with the Predators, and obviously your school at Harvard. Thanks for the interview, and best of luck. Thanks for tuning in to Hockey Night in San Diego. This must be very exciting for you as a full-time hockey coach to see your son get drafted into the NHL.
Yeah, it was pretty exciting. We were kind of told that it would probably happen by a lot of people, and I'm just really glad for Tyler that it happened, and it's a nice accomplishment. Not necessarily a mandatory thing, but I'm really glad that it happened for him. Very happy, yeah.
And tell us about Tyler. How was he growing up? Did he immediately take to hockey? Obviously, you introduced him as you know, a hockey player yourself. Did he immediately like it? How old was he? And tell us how that developed.
Yeah, we started having Tyler skate when he was about 3.5 with skating lessons, and he immediately loved it, always wanted to play hockey, and we played a lot, and he was at the rink quite a bit and did very well, and it just really didn't stop. He always loved to play.
I see you at the rink here. I've got 2 sons in hockey, and you're coaching every day at this arena. Tell us about the growth of San Diego hockey, what you've seen and what you think is actually powering the growth. Why are so many kids getting involved?
Well, Tevi Arledge and the rink here, Pierre Dufour, we run a really good hockey program with professional coaches. Some of the programs here, like the Learn to Skate and the Play Hockey for Free, has really helped grow the young kids' programs. And Tevia is a big believer. Tevia and I both talked a lot about this, where we have to start the kids young. And so there's a lot of good hockey players in San Diego, a lot of them. And we've had a lot of kids go to the National Select Camp. We have a bunch of kids playing D1 college, play in the USHL. So there's a lot of good hockey players here, and we're really happy to see the sport grow so well.
And as a coach, what do you look for in a player other than the skill? What is it about a player that takes them to that next level to play D1 hockey or to get to the USHL, NHL? What is it that gets them to that extra level?
Well, I coached D1 for several years and D3. When we're recruiting, you know, we're looking for talent, passion, and a high compete level. There's a lot of good hockey players all over the country and in Canada. So the kids have to be very skilled, very, very dedicated. Sometimes, you wonder if the kids and the parents realize how dedicated you have to be in order to be one of the top 200 kids in the country. So compete level and skill and dedication, and good in school, of course, too.
That's great. Well, congratulations on the success for your family, both your children having great success with hockey. Thanks for tuning in to Hockey Night in San Diego.